Step 1. Find and cut your material. Materials used in this step is a 4x4x8 ground contact lumber and a table saw found at your local Home Depot. First, start by finding the wood or lumber you wish to use for your divider. I'm currently checking the lumber for any imperfections and to find the straightest piece of lumber in this particular section. Next, do your best to find a Home Depot employee that would be willing to cut your lumber or wood for you. This gentleman is currently cutting my 8-foot long lumber into half, which will give me 2 pieces at 4 foot. Safety materials used in this part is a dust mask and my safety steel-toe sneakers. Safety is always at the forefront of my mind. Even while doing this DIY project at home, I still utilize all of my safety materials. Step 2. Measure and drill holes. Materials used in this step is an impact gun, a 1/2-inch spade bit, a tape measure, a rafter square, and a pencil. I started by measuring and marking my lumber at 1 inch on both ends of my 4-foot long lumber first. I'm working with a 48-inch long lumber. This length will give me 24 holes evenly spread out at 2 inches apart, after deducting that 1 inch on both ends in the beginning. You want to make sure that you calculate the appropriate amount of holes needed for your divider. Then use your tape measure and your pencil to place your 2-inch mark evenly on your lumber. Next, using my rafter square, I drew a straight line on each point to help amplify the location of each 2-inch mark. Then, using my tape measure, I measured the distance of the top of my divider to find the center point. I did the same thing on the opposite side as well. Then, using a little trick I picked up in a trade, I used my tape measure as a straight edge to draw the straight line from one center point to the next. For the next part, you're going to need to utilize a dust mask, just so that you're not inhaling any dust particles from drilling your holes. Using my 1/2-inch spade bit, I am drilling 24 1/2-inch holes 2 inches apart in my 4x4 lumber. Be sure to work safe. Keep your free hand away from your drilling hand. It doesn't matter if it's in front or behind your drilling hand. Just be sure that it's a good distance away from where you're drilling. Step 3. Sanding and painting. Materials used in this step is a belt sander, 150 grit sandpaper, a paintbrush, and white chalk paint. The belt sander used in this step is not a required tool for sanding. I decided to use my belt sander simply because I wanted the top of my divider as smooth as possible. You can use your 150 grit sandpaper to sand the entire divider if you choose. It would still get the job done. Next is simply prepping for paint. I applied exactly 2 coats of white chalk paint to get the desired finish that I wanted personally. You can apply as much coat as you see fit for your divider. I'm using the Pro Short Handle Angle Paintbrush to paint my dividers. I chose this brush because it's lightweight and very easy to handle. The rubber handle makes it incredibly comfortable to paint with, and the brush strokes are incredibly seamless. I absolutely love this brush and I recommend it for all your painting projects. Step 4. Installing your rope. Materials used for this step is my pre-drilled lumber and 100 feet of 1/2-inch brown rope purchased from Amazon. Normally, this step would require you cutting your rope to the desired length first to fit your space before you can actually start stringing your divider together. This project is actually a remake of a wood divider I made previously for my wife to fit our space. I will be reusing the rope from this version. You may find it difficult at first to get your rope through the holes. Take your 1/2-inch spade bit to grind off any runny paint that has dried in your holes. you'll find it much easier to get the rope through now. Step 5. Hardware and installation. Materials used for this step is a screw hook, duct tape, an impact gun, a scissor, and your hands. I started by positioning my divider between the legs of my sectional because it would allow me to pull the ropes as tight as possible. Next, I took the dimensions from my previously installed screw hooks and transferred it to my new divider. Then I took the old mount enclosed hook hangers off my old 2x2 divider and installed it on the new one. Next, I used gray duct tape as a lock-in mechanism to lock each rope as I tighten each individually, slowly wrapping the top of each rope with duct tape. I chose to use gray duct tape because it matches the metal in our apartment. Lastly, I used my scissors to cut off all the excess rope from the divider to finish up this simple and beautiful project. Now all that's left is for you to take a step back and admire the beautiful divider that you have just created. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.